Okay, so we walk into the front door and you're greeted into this foyer space. And so this room, that's probably 8 feet wide. And for me to there's probably 7 feet with the front door right there. So you've got, a good expansive room, place for a rug, a piece of furniture, and then you're greeted into the family room. The family room is probably 13 this way and probably 15 across to this coat closet here. So everything's nicely, freshly painted. It's got some nice fixtures. There's a tenant here. The tenant is here until May, which honestly might not be a bad thing for you guys in the situation that you're kind of expecting and working through. So not too bad. Then you come around this corner, you got a nice wide doorway that takes you into the kitchen and overflows into the family room and into the dining room. This is the understairs kind of space, Harry Potter closet, and just good for, overflow, and especially if you're a Costco shopper, you can put 47 rolls of toilet paper and paper towels under there. So kitchen is nice and big. It's more elongated. And so that countertop is probably from this end all the way across to that back corner over there, is probably 17 feet or so. So you got stainless appliances, you got shaker cabinets, right? Sorry. And you've got a single sink. You've got a cool little kind of marbly backsplash, kind of on the, not a chevron pattern, but kind of not quite a herringbone pattern either, but maybe closer. You've got this quartz top, and if I can get my shadow out of the way, you might see it a little bit better. But just kind of good looking, white, clean, lovely match with the countertops. You've got lots of cabinets, lots of storage. You've got the pull-out drawers under the cooktop, which is nice. And then you've got the little bar station. My house, that's a coffee station, different for everybody. Single oven, but that microwave on top is a convection microwave. So it's kind of doubles when you have small dishes. Great for doing casseroles and stuff like that. But in this good standard size fridge. And again, just not lots of cabinets, which is really nice. This flooring runs throughout the downstairs and is really nice. It's kind of a pecan color and, blends really nicely with furniture. So this overflows into this dining room, which I think is a beautiful room, beautiful space. So that's tables probably 6.5 feet long. And then there's, a nice dainty little chandelier, but the cool exposed beams and the height and all these pretty windows. Look at that lake view that kind of gets drawn into this room is really, really pretty great. So this room is probably 20 feet long, and from the edge of this countertop that's got, a couple bar stools under it across there, it's probably 12 feet. So this table's 4 feet wide. So yeah, it's probably 12 feet. And then if you had, a big piece of furniture, there's a TV on this wall for now, but that could obviously change if you need to. And then this little room beyond the dining room is office. And so it's a fine little size office. It's got, that desk is 3 feet by 2 feet, and that, treadmill. And so it's a decent, really good size office. It's not a bedroom because it doesn't have a closet. I know that Alan was needing a bedroom, or excuse me, a den. So this is a good space, but if you needed to turn this into a 5th bedroom, you certainly could. There's another bedroom downstairs, so it has its own bathroom, the other one, so they might have to navigate that, but nonetheless. So coming through the kitchen / dining room into here. So this was an addition, this back section, and so it adds quite a bit of square footage. This is probably another 250, 300 square feet of the 3,900 total square feet of the house. So this room, from where I'm standing in the doorway across, is easily 30 feet, and it's 16 feet across, kind of give or take. It does have 8.5 foot ceilings throughout this bottom floor. but because there's lots of windows and it's light and bright, you don't feel tight. You don't feel anything other than nice and light and bright and comfortable. So notice it's really quiet back here. I haven't heard the first boo of a car or anything like that, which is pretty great. These windows are older, so you know, that is always a concern for me about noise and things like that. But they, you know, seem to be in fine shape and are working. So anyways, so a different perspective from this TV room. So that couch is enormous. And then it fits inside that 4-foot doorway, and then you still have all of this space here. So this space could be a dining room if you chose. This space could be the playroom. This could be tons of different things. Homework station set up. I mean, you name it. It could happen in here. So just some cool opportunities here. And so let's go upstairs. Actually, there's another downstairs bedroom, as I mentioned. So we're coming through the kitchen. So it's a nice loop that you can take through the house. So come down this walkway, this hallway, and you do have a lovely closet, pantry in here. So this pantry is probably 8 by 8, give or take, and it's well organized. You could do more in shelving if you needed to, but there's so much darn room in here that it's great. And notice down here, they kind of have it doubled as a mudroom, backpacks hanging and what have you. Brilliant, if you ask me, brilliant. But then you continue down this walkway. We'll go there in a minute. But this is into the downstairs bedroom. It's a good sized bedroom. It does have its own bathroom, so it wouldn't be a bad deal for the boys to bunk up if you so chose. It's got a walk-in shower with a sliding door, single vanity. Nice, clean, easy. You've got carpet in these bedrooms, and then that is a queen bed. It's low profile, so it doesn't quite look queen, but it's a queen bed. So they've got a big dresser there. That's 4x4 dresser. And having this, again, the windows, the light and the bright is great. That's got a fan baked into it. It's called a chandelier. But this bedroom, so from that corner here, across there's 8 feet. And then this is probably 13 or so across this direction under the window. And then change the perspective, and you're probably 12 on that window, on that back side. So you got lots of room, lots of space. So if you needed to put bunk beds or something like that, you've got all kinds of space, plus room to, you know, play and have toys and 2 dressers and all that stuff. So coming out of here, again, this open doorway is going to be this bathroom. And then this is doorway. Upstairs going to be to the rest of the bedrooms. But here is to the laundry room, right? And then there's just a cleaning up closet. Oh, no, half bath. That's right. Sorry about that. Half bath, potty room. So if you have guests or visitors, what have you. And it's nice. It's cute. It's got this cool kind of, it looks gold, but it's really, it's the color of the grout that is in there. It's not really gold. It's more of a sand, kind of a dark sand kind of color. But it's nicely done. It looks cool. Then out through the laundry room. Then garage. The garage certainly has room for 2 cars. They have an additional washer and dryer out here, which not a bad idea with a big family. And but I'm sure they keep 2 cars in here. And they've got a little bit of storage, and then there's a fridge. So, all right, and then upstairs we go. So this has been on the market for 200 and something days, 217 or 18 or 19. And I have to believe that part of it's because there's a tenant here, and it wasn't occupied when it first went on the market. So that may have something to do with it. So top of the stairs, you've got this nice bonus room, which is pretty awesome. The bonus room is probably a 16 or 17 this way by about 13 or 14 this way. Again, great kids, you know, playroom, great homework station, video game room station, what have you. So as you come up the stairs, you have bedroom 1 to this side. And so that's about 11 feet, 10 feet, actually. Yeah, 10 feet this way under the Olivia sign. This is a double bed and then goes long ways. So that wall is probably 17 feet long. Then you've got a little cool little station in here for homework or desk or whatever. And then small walk-in closet here. So perspective from back in this corner, closet out into the open floor plan. And she got a Mongo TV, Olivia's TV kid. And then again, back out into this open game room floor plan, what have you. Then bedroom number 2 upstairs. Right, so this is a pretty standard bedroom. It's probably 12 by 10, give or take. The windows are all covered up. It's kind of dark, but you've got a pretty view of the water. This is actually over the neighbor's fence where we're looking, but really pretty. I mean, actually super pretty, very serene. Sun setting there to the west, and that's what you got. So nice. And then it does have a closet. That closet, though, they are using curtain rods versus doors. I noticed the closet doors were all removed somewhere over the course of time, but so be it. And then across the room is the bathroom, the shared bathroom for these 2 bedrooms upstairs. And so it's got a taller vanity, lots of drawers, which is great. She's got a makeup station here and potty and similar shower setup to downstairs, sliding glass, walk in. So this is like a marble tone tile. That's great. And then this top is consistent with the top that's in the kitchen and in the downstairs half bath and in the bathroom that's in the bedroom downstairs. This dog's not happy that I'm here, but he's in a kennel and he's a hunting dog. He's okay. He got level. Hey, pup. Hello, pup. I'm sorry. I know. I'm sorry, pal. All right. So master. So you do come up to like 4 steps, so it's pretty easy. But then it's a good size master. So you've got this king size bed, and then you've got 4 feet on the side of each king size or each the bed, plus those windows, right? So again, from a view perspective, looking out the back, to the back, you have the canal there that ties into the lake. So canal there, and then lake to this side. So really pretty view. And again, you've got lots of depth. You're far from the water. You got plenty of room to play, kick the soccer ball, all those things, right? So as I spin around and show the little more of the room here, you've got a breathable size dresser. You've got a nice TV. If you have another stand-up dresser, you could put it on that wall or the wall that's behind me. I'm sorry, puppy. I know I'm making you mad. My bad. I'm really sorry. And then this wall here is 12, 13 feet long, something like that. So you've got lots of room there to be able to, have furniture. You could put a chair and a little table over there if you wanted a reading section. You've got a little bitty closet on that side. That's Alan's closet for sure. And then you come through the closet to go into the bathroom. And so this closet, is pretty, it's 6 feet long this way. And so they've got it kind of double stacked this way. But it is through the closet to go to the bathroom, right? And so use closeting sections on both sides, which is cool. And then the bathroom's really nice. It's cluttered here right now, and it happens with tenants all the time. But you've got this cool soaker tub that has from the floor kind of fixtures, which is great. It's that black dark color, so it kind of goes with the curtains and draperies, and the gray vanities, right? His and her vanity would be a good spot for a makeup station or table or what have you in there. And then a nice walk-in shower. It doesn't have a glass door. Might not need it, but it would be an easy add should you want to put that in there. And then you have the potty room, right? And so you got a square potty. I don't know if you have a square butt, but you got a square potty. So this room's big. So this back wall from corner to corner is probably 12 feet. And then from that corner across the floor to that corner is probably 14 or 15. So it's a good sized bathroom, plenty big to maneuver 2 people and, be in there at the same time and those kinds of things. So it's nicely done, nicely spaced. And I'm sorry, puppy. I know I'm leaving you. Be a good boy. And so that's what I got. I'm going to hustle down and head outside, turning off lights as I go. And we will take a look at the surrounding space and backyard. But you can tell they have kayaks and things like that, so they, use the lake, which is awesome. I used to live here in Lutz, and so I would be on the lake. I would kayak and canoe, bass fish. We had specs also, so for the boys and the kids having a chance to, use that and be. Sorry, I'm going fast. Just look down. I'll tell you when to look back up. Is really cool opportunity. Especially in where we live. Just super, super cool. So, all right, so we're coming back through the family room, out to the back deck. You've got a nice sized deck. This deck looks newer. And then there's an awning over the top of it. It looks like this awning's newer. I would bet the tenant installed it, but it does have a kind of sail to give you some privacy, shade. And then this deck is 20 by, 20 maybe. 20 by 18 crossways. So, and it overlooks right into, that's going to be the dining room. And then from this side, that's back out into the family room. So it's properly placed, well used. And they've got, there's a Blackstone, there's the grill, there's a fire pit that they, move and bring out and what have you. And then you're just overlooking the yard. So from me to the workshop is, 50 feet, something like that. So really pretty. I'm a water guy, so I always love the lake. I always love the water. That sunset is really pretty actually right now. And your next door neighbor's right there, but you're not in their space. You're not in their grill, right? And so looking over the pond, it is pretty private. And between trees and just distance, it lends nicely to the privacy. So walking out here to the dock. So, they've taken some trees out and you've got some lumps and bumps, but, some things just to not twist your ankle on, but still plenty of room to come play catch or do whatever. And then this is out to the lake. So they have kayaks. They look like they use them. So that's always fun. Out into the lake. And they catch turtles or crabs or something. I don't know. And then, boom. It's really lovely. Really, really pretty. All right. Out this way. This has this little canal thing on the side, creek, and so they've got a bunch of wood that they cut down, whether it fell during a storm or what, I don't know, but I would say there's a fire pity looking thing right there, and I would venture to say that that's when they get the most use of that. So that's what I got. So whatever questions, please let me know.